Good morning, good morning, good morning. We'll be starting in a few minutes, as you can see by the timer. Today I just want to tell you about some exciting stuff that's happening with the Brothers of Legacy. We have opened up a membership program, and if you click the link that's right at the bottom, boom, you can be a part of that. We got a lot of background stuff we want to share with you guys, a lot of projects that we got going on. Just the full direction of the Brothers of Legacy, and we want you to be a part of that. So we have opened up a membership. We have different levels, and it gives you an opportunity to invest in Brothers of Legacy, while at the same time learning about what we are learning to do as well. So you can really be a part of this journey. So within that, you'll be part of our Facebook group. You'll get some apparel. You'll have an opportunity to be on screen with us during Freestyle Fridays. It is a plethora of things that are possible just being a part of this membership, and it's growing. So as we grow, you get to grow with us. So before we get started, before we join, make sure you go to that link, hit the link, and within that minute, sign up, be a part. And of course, we're going to give you a shout out for everyone that joins, and be a part of this growth, because it is important that you guys are part of this journey. It's not just about us. It's about you going in the direction that God has set us to go in. So again, hit that link, be a part, and we appreciate you. We are coming into our next season. This is season 2. We have come out of the breaks, and we are now ready to enjoy another all of the stuff that's happening around the world, politically, in our communities and things of that nature. So these conversations are going to be taken up a notch. So be a part of that. So we appreciate you as well. All right, let's get into it. Let's enjoy the show. That's it. So we'll see you on the inside. Take care.
Hey, you guys, what's up? Happy and what's up? Good morning. All the people in the building.
All right.
People in the building say, hey.
All right. So, what's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you, Deborah. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. We are going to have an amazing conversation today.
Yes, we are.
About several things.
Yeah.
Some hot topics that we've not covered. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Go up here. Bam. So
Cole, I like Cole.
So let's see. So make sure you share. We're going to jump into the intro. We're going to get into this conversation, make this thing happen. We definitely don't want to know what you think. Guys think, hey, good morning, Mama McCory. Great morning.
Mama McCory, Cole Johnson in the building.
Yes, I'm so happy. Yeah.
So I shared the broadcast to Cole.
Yeah.
And Cole types back. He feels like he was like, oh. I was like, it's okay, Cole.
He said, "Charlie, right."
That's my man. That's my man, 50 grand. He's got some hot YouTube content. Y'all guys, if you love sports, that's what you want to follow. So just
all right.
I always shout out. Anyway.
All right, let's get into it. Spiggity splow. Here we go. I didn't want to catch that. Good morning. Welcome to another episode. Good morning. What's up, everybody? All right.
Yeah.
Back in the building. Let's see.
Well, that intro sound almost as good as my intro on the Knucklehead Chronicles. No, we got great.
Let's see. Boom, boom. Let's do this real quick. All right.
For sure, brother. Yes, I just saw that comment. Yeah, that's my G.
All right.
Where is Periscope on my phone? I can't find it. I want to go to Periscope so I can share it. There it is. The color for today is black. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Its color is black. All right. All right.
Brought to you by the letter B.
All right. So I'm pretty sure. Well, hold on. First thing, let me know. Can you guys? Is Terry coming out clear or is he choppy?
Yeah.
Is he coming out clear? Or is he choppy? Or am I choppy? You know, because sometimes when you're doing it yourself.
Yeah,
okay, so I sound good. Let me know what Terry sounds like. Morning, sweetie pop.
Sweetie Pop.
Sweetie Pop. Don't hate on my names.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't have it. I feel bad because I don't have a nickname. The only thing I hear in my house is on my nerves. You know, that's it. On my nerves. Hey, on my nerves. That's yeah, I don't get it. Hey, my sister and Patty.
All right, so it's clear on his end. That didn't matter. That's all that matters. Cool.
Okay.
So when y'all, long as it's clear for y'all, that's all that matters. I'll get through it.
Yeah.
All right. So if you've not seen the video about the gentleman going off in his restaurant, we're gonna show the video. I've cut out, the explicitives, so don't worry if you got kids around and you listen to it loud. You can continue to do so, as well as what I did. There's other video, just like anything. There's always other video. He said you're not doing the computer. Yeah, I was.
That's good.
So as well as there's other video actually showing what happened prior to, so you kind of get a full picture of what's going on. Hey, Pastor, great morning to you. You got to fix it. You can't hear? You can't hear us? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? She said, I heard about it, but I haven't seen it. So
yeah, well, stay tuned. Actually.
Yeah, so what I'm doing is showing. So the first video is going to be. Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. You're good. The first video is going to be about going to show his reaction, and then the next following videos are going to show what happened prior to. So you kind of have an understanding, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit.
To twerk or not to twerk?
Twerk or not to twerk? Yeah. That's the question. All right, so stay tuned. I think it's going to mute us, but you'll probably be able to see our faces. All right, let's go.
Buying this building into developing this concept so black people can have somewhere nice to go to, okay? Somewhere where we can feel good about ourselves as a... Come on, stop the music, please. Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? Yeah. No, real talk. And so all this twerking and take it to Prime, take it to Pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I want men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it now. Don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
So it's no audio on this portion, but these are kind of some of the videos and some of the things that were happening, so you can kind of see, exactly what was going down. And all my podcast users, it's hard to really get an understanding of what's happening because, of course, there's no audio. But they're dancing, they're doing some twerking. The owner comes over to one of the tables to tell them, I guess to chill out. We don't know exactly what's said. I'm gonna say that. I'm doing a little lip reading, a little hand gesturing, and he's doing the please. I guess asking them to not do whatever they were doing. He says he does the please again, please. Not do it. and if everyone try to figure out, like I'm trying to describe this for my podcast people so they know what's going on because it's quiet. And it looks like in this video there was a little bit of twerking in the background going on, and then this final video, it looks like closer to me, a woman pulls out her phone, and someone, I think she's on the glass twerking, but you can't see it, but you can see her with her phone and her camera. If you know, and that I think that's the last part of it. It's the same video twice. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Pastor Brian, I'm gonna let Pastor
First
Brian
thoughts.
I know yesterday I kind of.
Good morning, Ebony.
Hey, good morning.
Go
I
ahead.
don't have a comment.
Good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we get you.
Yeah.
Today, I'll be the silent voice. I don't
The
have
silent
a twerk. My thing is, a owner of a restaurant has a right to allow or disallow whatever he wants in his restaurant.
Right. Gotcha.
That's really it.
Yeah, I'm a little different. Here's the thing. What I saw in the video was ladies having fun at their tables. I didn't see, I could see it had they got up on the top of the tables and or disrupting the restaurant from everybody else eating and stuff like that. I can see him possibly having an issue that way. But these young ladies are having fun. They're not really disturbing anybody. And then as the restaurant owner, he has to set the ambiance in his restaurant. So whatever was playing, if he had a DJ playing music and his DJ was playing, a certain genre of music, then he could have told DJ, hey DJ, hey, play something else. Play some jazz or something like that. But he sets that whole mood as far as it is his restaurant. He has the right to disallow or allow, but he also has the right to say, DJ, play something else that's a different type of mood in here. So I'm not saying he was wrong.
Right to do what he
I'm
wants
just saying he should have.
He had. There are certain places. Remember the no shirt, no shoes, no service.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Green money spends. You have a right to turn away money if you want to turn away money.
Right.
He does have that right.
True.
If he says this is not the type of establishment where we allow that because it is disruptive to the patrons who don't want to see that.
Right.
Okay. So it's a behavior. You're not being discriminated against because you're black. You're not being discriminated against because you're white. You're not being discriminated against because you're poor or rich. You are being asked to discontinue a behavior that is not consistent with the ambiance of his restaurant. This is not the message he wants to send with his restaurant. So my thing is, there are places where you can go and you can do that. This is not one of those places.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, for me,
I personally, I didn't see anything wrong with it. That's just me. I didn't see anything wrong with it. He had the right. As the owner, he has the right to outright. He has a right to do or say or allow anything in his restaurant. I get that. I just said I didn't see anything wrong with it because I don't think that was disrupting. That's just me.
For me, I get what Pastor's saying. As far as the establishment, my issue was just I think how he went about doing it. I mean, I get it. He was frustrated. I get it because he went over to the table because he went over to the table. He was like, "Yo, chill out, please. Lady, my spot. This look like he's like, yo, this is my place. Just what, please, again, please, But I think he should have just escorted him out. I think to me, I'm be honest, I felt like it was kind of unprofessional handling it the way he did to me. I felt like he could have escorted him out. He said, lady, this is not the place. You guys can leave. And like you said, even if he just comped the meal, like, yo, just I need to go.
You didn't have to
kind
cut,
of thing.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't agree with the way I guess there's a frustration that's constantly seen. And there might have been things throughout the day. He's like, yo, I'm sick of seeing these twerking videos. I'm sick of it could have came to a boil, but I just feel like it just was unprofessional in my opinion.
Yeah. There is no right way to do it. Right. The reality is Some would say he was as professional as he could have been,
right,
as careful as he could have been.
Right.
Some would say, oh, he shouldn't have done it like that. I mean, we can pull apart how he did it all day long.
right.
Here's what you have to realize. He's running the risk of losing patrons for asking him to not do that there. Right. He's also running the risk of gaining patrons who say, I like how he manages his restaurant.
Yeah.
Right. Either way you look at it, it's a risk. It's a risk for him. Those could have been people that are in there every week.
Right.
But, you know, and all of a sudden they're doing something that he said. And here's what I think you all are. The point that's being missed here is that we have a right to do anything we want to do because we have the freedom of expression. We have the freedom of speech. Right. You can do whatever you want to do. But the reality, you got to remember, you just can't do it here.
Right.
I have a right to say, I support you in whatever you want to do. What I'm saying is here where I pay a mortgage,
Right.
Yeah.
where I pay the light bill, where I cook. You can do whatever you want to do. You just can't do it here unless you're going to come in and pay this mortgage. You're going to come in here and cook. You're going to come in here and run this restaurant. If you're not going to do those things, then you're going to have to abide by what I'm saying it's my establishment. If you like my food,
Right.
if you want to pay to come and sit at the tables that I have designed for you,
Right.
what I'm asking is that there's a certain behavior that's required here to be a client here. If you don't agree with that behavior, there are many places that you can go and eat. How is that wrong?
No, he's definitely not wrong. I mean, Sean has a great comment. Twerking in the restaurant, the attention grabber, whether it was being on purpose or not on purpose to get attention. All this was attention. All this was attention grabber. Whoever pulled the phone out when he started his rant, but the Ashley comment was, I think he wanted people to record and see it. Okay, what better advertisement than a viral video? You know, so.
I mean, I know Ricky Smiley got involved. I mean, a lot of people talked about it. I mean, so he's and like you said, Pastor, he's gonna lose. He's gonna gain. You know, he's gonna gain the support of those that agree with him. He's gonna lose the support of those that didn't like what he said. So I mean, it is gonna be on the line either way. It's kind of like the Chick-fil-A moment when the CEO said things about, I think, Gabe's, where he lost. He might have lost some business, but then he gained a whole community of business. So it's I mean, I dig it. I just kind of want to kind of tackle it in a sense where just to see how you guys felt. I don't always jump on hot button issues like this, at least, especially like in the beginning. But there were a lot of videos that came because I saw that video and then I was like, I want to see some more. I want to see exactly what happened.
Well, here's the thing: if I take my wife out to dinner, right? I don't eat steak, but if I go to a steakhouse,
right?
I'm not taking my wife out for a nice dinner to watch women twerk at other tables.
Right.
Okay.
No doubt.
If I want to take my wife to a place where twerking may be going on, I know where to take her.
Yeah.
I encourage her to. Girl, you
understand? Yeah, I think you got that too. Let's go.
So I don't. My thing is, this is his restaurant.
Right.
It's not a government-run restaurant.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Right. It's not a state-run. It's not a church. It's not even folks twerking in the church.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yes.
Nothing can be done.
Twerking for Jesus. That ain't right.
Twerking for Jesus. Twerking for Jesus.
Because the type of establishment is such where you can express your love for God any way you want to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Catch up on Tony's comments. Cy Bush. Hey, Cy. If they want to shake, they can go to the clubs and do all that. Eb says, I get he's frustrated. He should change the music because if I hear certain songs, I'm prone to twerk. Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 to 2000 right there. Any restaurant's gonna get you going. Cheryl, well, and respect the request. So that if that man, like to Pastor's point, he came and requested them, hey, stop. They should respect that. I agree with that. To your point, Cole says, we have the freedom to do whatever we want to do, but there are consequences to that freedom. Cole Johnson also says Chick-fil-A CEO Dan Cathy said that he supported marriage between man and woman, but refuses service to no one. Sidebush says it's a flashy act. Hey, Tara says people twerking in church, and I've seen it online because there's black churches out here, so they don't. Twerking for Jesus, I done heard it all. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. They getting it in.
They doing it.
They do the stanky leg for the Lord.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All things are lawful, but not expedient, is what the scripture says.
That's right.
You may be within your right,
that is right,
but it's not going to help your cause sitting in a restaurant like that.
Yeah. Why would you do that anyway?
Church, bro. Absolutely. In church.
Yeah. In church, I've seen it. And Sidebush is right. There's a time and a place for all of that stuff. I mean, if you don't have a good lobster tail and you feel good about it, twerking ain't the way to do it. You just wait till you get outside, get to your car, and then you can kind of do the twerk then. You know what I'm saying? Deborah says, right, Pastor. And Cheryl says, period, with the T. She missed the P, the T in there. But it's period.
Okay. Oh, let's see.
I'm out of coffee. It's crazy. I forgot about it.
All right. Just give me amen. Give me one moment. We're gonna take a quick break. And we'll be right back. All right. Sean Rollins said if he went to them first, one-on-one the proper way, I side with the owner. It should have been resolved at that point. Then went to the DJ. Tyra was shaking her head. Sam said, we are responsible for what comes out of our mouth. He had a right to take a stand, but it's not always what you say. It's how much as how you say it, as much as how you say it. And as she said, hope everyone has a wonderful Wednesday. Yes, wonderful Wednesday. So with this, I'm gonna move past that. I mean, because I get it, because we're gonna be divided on it. It's all about the rights and match it up. I mean, like I think it's just how we said it. But
one could say it's how they did it. How do you, what mindset do you have when you go to a restaurant and because you hear certain music, you think it's time to twerk?
But but listen though, if you look at it though, it wasn't just one table; it was like several others.
Well, guess what? We all know the principle of followership, right? The first one looks crazy.
Is it time? Right.
The first one looks crazy until someone else jumps in.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, indeed.
When you're out there and when you want to start a movement, and it begins with just you look like a crazy person, and then all of a sudden another person joins you, and now a group joins you. It no longer looks crazy.
Kind of like Noah when he was building the ark, right? He was building that chip on land. Everybody was like, "What's going on?
What is you doing?"
No, that's not. But think about it. It looked crazy, but his family was just being obedient to their father.
Right. Yeah.
There was nobody outside of Noah's family that was on that ark.
Right.
Nobody. Yeah.
So everybody still thought he was crazy, even when it started raining.
Right.
Exactly.
They just didn't think it would rain that much.
He said, okay, Cole said, in the powerful words of wonderful Atlanta philosopher Offset. Quote, they do anything for clout. Close quote. Sam said, two wrongs don't make a right.
But the fact that he called Offset a wonderful Atlanta philosopher, let's go back to that for a sec. Offset? Yeah. I heard the last time I heard Offset in a comment like that, someone on Twitter had called John Gray the Offset of the pulpit. And I was like, really? Offset? like I don't say that good like that, but I guess.
All right, so I'm dancing around. I'm dancing in my head. I took a break because I had to think about the next thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
I had an angle I wanted to talk about. I don't even know why I'm going.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw that curve, man.
Oh no,
man, go ahead. Do you think?
You good?
Go ahead.
Who wins and who loses in the restaurant?
You said who wins and who loses?
Who wins and who loses? Yeah,
who's the winner? The owner wins. The owner wins at the end.
The owner, yeah.
He lost customers. So how do you win?
Yeah.
He lost 4. The probably the ones he was talking
to. How do you know?
We don't.
There are people sitting in that restaurant that said he shouldn't have said anything to them because they're here spending money to like everybody else.
He lost some.
I'm not coming back here because he got mad because somebody was dancing. He didn't. They didn't say he got mad because somebody was twerking. People will say they were dancing. They won't call it twerking. They will say they were just expressing themselves. They were enjoying the music. Right. So this is not the kind of restaurant that I want to be.
Yeah. I mean, he should have put a sign. It's just like we talked about earlier, the no shoes, no shirt, no service. And they would have that post at the front door. Then he should maybe put up a no twerking sign. Don't twerk in here. That's not what this is about.
So I think he gained from in this situation because I saw like Ricky Smiley did a post about it. And I think he had an interview with the owner as well. So, and I think Ricky Smiley's in Texas. So he said he's going and he supports him. And there was a whole host of comments saying, good job, owner. It's like, the average, post about 300-400 people. Yeah, we with them. We gone. They shouldn't have. We gone. Because apparently people were saying it started out, there was going to be a boycott of the restaurant. Now, to date, Sam said no Twerk.
I'm just
sign really. Oh, wait, hold on.
Terry's on something else this morning. I'm telling you.
So
no shirt, no shoes, no twerking.
No twerking. Yeah. You can't twerk in it.
You gotta have a picture. All right. So apparently there's going to be a boycott. But to date, like I was looking for that post. Like the anti owner post, but I haven't seen though. I've seen more of for him than I've seen against him. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's gained. Like, but
there's another restaurant owner out there who has reached out to that group and said,
"Oh yeah,
you get a free meal. You can come here and twerk all you want to. Bring on twerkers."
If somebody got that smart, they would take it.
Yeah. You know it.
Chicken wing basket and a twerk.
Sean Rollins said, "He who angers you controls you. When
right.
you lose your cool, you lose."
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Cole Johnson.
I'm sorry. There you go.
Cole Johnson said, "The owner who would have to win because he has to maintain, and promote a type of atmosphere." So yeah, I agree with that too. I think
says boycott. That's stupid. Just don't eat here. Let's see.
Yeah.
He said now to Ebony Foster's eloquent thoughts. If you turn on WAP at the restaurant, expect patrons to turn the establishment to a dance floor.
Expect it. Because WAP is now the mantra of this younger millennial generation. But I'm not of this young millennial generation. I agree. I'm with you. I can't do it.
Had to tell me what WAP was.
It's worship and praise, bro. Worship and praise.
Worship and praise is worship and praise now. Yeah. Hold on. Sam said, absolutely, Sean Rollins. I totally agree. Hold on, Cole. I think Cole is the best. He said, we offer the Make It Rain special.
There's 2 sides of bacon, baby.
I cannot. Cole, I cannot. You in timeout. Cole Johnson.
Oh, Lord.
I'm showing out. Ebony says she's gonna show out if there's a Make It Rain special.
Hey.
I got a special for Cole. Cole, I need you to send me your address.
I got some of that for you.
He got you some oil.
And Ebony, Ebony said you showing out. I got more. I got something
to Ebony said, "Yes, I like the 2-wing."
Yeah, You just won a vial of oil.
What do we have for him, Johnny? A vial of oil. Y'all have made my day. Okay. All right.
Had no idea this was gonna go here. I had no idea. Zero.
Oh, you guys are hilarious.
Oh man. Good morning.
It's almost her birthday. Pre-Antoinette. Hey, it's almost her birthday. Yes, put it in the mailbox. Put it in the mailbox. We need some addresses, so we need for you. So this is what happens. Now we're a part of you to be a part of the private group, the Brothers of Legacy. You can email us, and you can actually put your address in there so we can get those vials of oil out to you, because some of you guys need it like right away, and we will expedite.
Put your address in the comments. I got plenty of oil.
We got a whole box. We ready.
I got plenty of oil.
Sorry, says, where's the oil at?
So if y'all see that at the bottom, join as low as $1 right now, limited time special,
right?
The after Black Friday sale. Yeah, so definitely go to that link. Do I have the link in here? Of course I do. Somewhere. There you go. Bam. Go to bit.ly BOL membership.
Membership. Get to
BOL membership. And if you're in Facebook land or on YouTube, you can definitely click that. Terry needs
I need it. Pastor has my address. So he can go ahead and send me that file. I need that. And I said, send it to her. She said, send it to me, Pastor B. I need it. Holiness is right. And so me and Ebony are too far from each other. What I'll do is send it to me, and I just send on down to Vegas to where Ebony is. And so that he has more to lose. Talking about the owner of the restaurant, I'm sure that he is still thinking about the situation and replaying it in his mind. The ladies have moved on with their life because they moved on as soon as they left that restaurant.
Right.
They went to the club and got there.
I'll challenge that statement because as a business owner, you know, that man had to count up the cost before he opened up his business. He had to already decide what he wanted to tolerate and not tolerate in his business. Yeah. And what they did went beyond his level of tolerance. So I think we will keep it in his face more than he will keep it in his own face.
Right. This was correct. All right, AD, let's get to the other subject. I'm waiting.
All right, so
I'm itching.
Let's see what you think, Pastor. I don't even know why I chose this one, but we'll just me and Sam will fight it out later. So, is child support fair?
Okay.
Do you feel like the rules surrounding child support are fair? And we're going to talk about responsibility too. So before anybody, we're just going to hop on the whole child support, baby mama drama and all that great stuff. And that goes both ways because some dads, talking to pastor as well, you know, they keep the children and they may get child support from the mother. So this doesn't just go towards men, because I honestly, pastor is probably the second guy I know that's had his children as opposed to the mother. Because he's the second. So
I actually gave you the short answer.
She said no. Yeah. No. Yo, come on.
That was AD, man. He told me. I was like, yeah, let's get into it. Well, that's why they call it Wednesday. I dubbed or AD has dubbed the Hot Button Wednesday. So
I'm 0-2 today.
What you put?
All right.
You're 0-2.
All right. So what do you guys? There you go. Look at that. That's a big child too.
Yeah. Coop. What's up, boy? I remember when Coop was a pup, y'all. He is not a pup anymore. That's for sure. She said no. Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, okay. Okay. So child support has always been a sore spot for me in my life personally, because I've been in this child support system game, whatever it is, since I was 16 years old. Those of you guys that know me know now that I'm 45. Okay. So I've been in the game for a long time. My oldest baby is 28, and I'm still paying the state of North Carolina for child support for her. Now, I'm proud to say that I am 2 months away from finishing out my obligation. I'm so excited about it. They took all my stimulus money to pay back some of that stuff. You know, it took mine and Melissa to do it. But it's paid off with 2 months and I'll be done. Now, is it fair? I think to a degree it is. How they treat some parents is not fair. They came at me like they came at me like I owe them $1 million, and they were like J.G. Wentworth. They wanted their money and they wanted it now. Okay. And I'm 16 years old. Like, wait, I don't know nothing about. I didn't have a job at 16, so the treatment that I received was unfair. But child support itself isn't fair because if you're not going to be in the home with that parent, yes, I think you should be paying some kind of obligation. Because raising children, as we all know, ain't cheap, ain't free, ain't none of that. Right. We can't go into Burlington Coat Factory, get your baby a coat and put on your good looks. Somebody got to come somewhere, right? So part of it is fair. The treatment of the parents, the non-custodial parent, in some cases, is unfair. I was so mistreated in this child support game. I was actually sentenced to jail once because of 2 missed payments. So is it unfair? Yeah. Is it fair to the child? Yes. So it's kind of a toss up, but the way they treat the system is broken with that. Because since now 16, I got into the game, I was issued, I'm being transparent here, I was issued a $330 a month obligation at 16 years old. Right? I'm 16, I'm still in high school. I had no idea of what I'm doing. But what happened was my baby mother went to the system and got what they call that? Medicaid and what's the other benefit? AFDC. And so instantly the clock started at 16. So it just followed me because I couldn't pay $330 a month. Where am I get that kind of money from? I had a job at a grocery store washing dishes in the restaurant. There's no way I could pay $300. So it just followed me. So there were many times I went to court. There were many times where I had stood in front of a judge, trying to being held in contempt for non-payment. Like I say, the system is broken. But child support for the children, I think that is a fair thing because the kids need it. But the treatment of the non-custodial parent is not fair.
What's up, Kevin?
Do you remember the movie Jim Carrey? What was it? Nature. What was the name of that movie where he played Nature Calls or something like that?
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And remember when he wanted to respond to someone and he was ready? They said exactly what he needed them to say, and he had this whole prepared response. He goes,
"Oh, that was Liar." That was Liar. He did that.
No, he did
Liar.
Yeah. He did it he did it in Ace Ventura also.
He did too? Oh man.
He did. That's how I feel about this topic.
Yes.
Because I've been on both sides.
Okay.
In fact, I was unfairly treated. I was a single parent with my children,
right,
with no idea that I was in the child support system with arrears, and I had my children.
Right.
Okay.
I've had my bank account frozen as a single parent with custody of my children because of child support.
Right.
Right. Now, I might lose some people with this.
Oh.
Terry, you said you were 16 years old when you made a baby.
Right.
And you were taxed with a 330 something
a month. Yep. That was the order. Yep.
Right. You then said that you were given a jail sentence for non-payment.
Yeah. During that trial. Not then, but later on.
Right.
Yeah.
My message in all transparency to young men who have children at the age of 16 is it doesn't matter what the system says. You were doing too much at 16.
Right.
Because at 16, $330 is a lot.
Yeah.
At 16, $330 is unfair. But no matter what the allocation was, the system didn't make the baby.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So there was no way it was going to be fair because you had no business making a baby at 16.
Right.
You're not supposed to be in the system at 16.
Right.
So that doesn't make the system unfair. That means you were doing too much.
Right.
Now, I'm telling you this because I'm the father of a daughter who had a child who, when she graduated from high school, there's a picture of me and all of my children and a grandson, my daughter in her cap and gown holding her son, 17 years old. Right? She's got the cap and gown because my message is there's no excuse. You had a baby, you still have to graduate. All of your responsibilities come with your actions.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So my position is I can't fault a system for chasing people who aren't willing to do what they're supposed to do.
Right.
So I want you to acknowledge that phrase, what you just said. I want you to acknowledge that phrase you just said, and we're going to speak on that in a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. I'll say it again. I cannot blame a system for holding people accountable to something that they should be doing anyway.
Right.
Right. What I've learned as a father, as an absent father, as a single parent,
right, is
there is no amount of money that is going to be right, going to be fair or unfair, because it should never be a situation that's controlled by any system.
Right.
That's the problem. There should not have to be a system for parents to do what they need to do for their children.
Right.
I think it was Sister Tara who said, you hit the cookie, you pay the bookie. Right. The reality is to whom much is given. The Bible says to whom much is given, much is required.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So we should not be a part of any system. There would not be a system if people did what they were supposed to do.
True.
Now, there's fault on both sides because there are people who are deadbeats, but there are also people who use the system, abuse the system to their advantage. All of that is going on. But the foundational issue is this: be responsible.
Right.
Because the system wouldn't know you if you were doing what you were supposed to do. And if you're doing what you're supposed to do and the system knows you, that means someone's doing wrong. And your work, the Bible says your gift make room for you. A tree is known by its fruit. When I had my children, I didn't have to argue. I didn't have to debate with anybody.
Right.
When I didn't have my children, I didn't have to argue. I didn't have to debate with anybody. Why? Because every check I wrote had a duplicate. Right. So if anything was going on, I still had a track record. Now, I didn't feel like it was necessary to have it, but I knew the system. So you cannot deny cash checks. Right. And if something is missing, you make up for it the next time. There should not be a history. And if there is, I'm telling you, my wife and I was getting ready to go on vacation. And I checked my bank account and it was frozen because I was like $5,000 to $7,000 in arrears. Wow. Right. And I'm like, and the arrears didn't make any sense. Right. But I'll tell you something. It was about 9 o'clock in the morning when my accounts were frozen on a Friday. By 2 o'clock, my accounts were unfrozen because I had history.
Right.
You understand? They can't do anything to you when you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And if they do, they got to fix it. It's just the reality. I don't know anybody who's handling their business that complains about the child support system.
That's interesting. All right. Let's read some of these comments before Terry says something. All right.
I'm good. I'm not going to say anything.
Just support for a 28-year-old. She's surprised face. Hit the cookie, pay the bookie. Ashley says, thank you for your transparency and honesty. That's Terry. Good morning, fellow kings. He said, and going back to Pastor's point, Sam kind of reiterates, you keep making mention of being 16, but you jumped into bed at that age. Rollins says, as a system, no, but the purpose to support the child. Yes, when nature calls. He said, "No, yeah, East Ventura said it. Man, the child support is definitely unfair. That was the very reason why and Cole Johnson says that was the very reason why I refrained from doing so. I had stories of friends like Terry. I said, I ain't doing that. And it was all because of child support they had to pay. Right. This is one of the reasons why we need to follow God's design. Marinate on that. You're doing too much. That learned you don't hit and don't think it cost. Speak. Let's see. Pastor, I needed to talk when I was young and had my kid at 17. Tyra says, teach truth. He said, if your baby daddy lived with you, take him off support, you being greedy.
Yeah.
All right. That could be up for debate. I complained a little bit, but I get it. Bob Weave of Essence. What's up, brother? The first time seeing you. Rich's hi, brother, Pastor Nerds. I see you back. Yes, indeed. He's back in the building. So yeah, I mean, it's I won't say a sticky issue. I won't really say it's sticky. It's sticky. It is what it is because it's kind of like it's kind of like, I had to talk with Tim and we were talking about like getting jailed, getting too much time, getting hit with a charge. Like, we talked about yesterday or the day before about weed, marijuana, getting caught and getting 30 years. Right. Yeah. And yes, it sucks. But at the same time, you shouldn't have been breaking the law. You wouldn't be in jail for 30 years if you weren't breaking the law. Because when she hit me with that, I was like, I guess you're right. I wouldn't be in here if I was doing the right thing. But it isn't, but it is, because there's a choice to be made. At 16, because where a baby comes from. The possibility. You may not, and because you're young, you may not count up all the cost. But at the same time, there are consequences to action. Just like, if you commit a murder at 16, you can get tried as an adult and you just have to deal with the consequences of your actions. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Ain't not now time I've ever said that I complained about paying child support. The question was it fair?
Right.
And I answered the question. Yes. So everybody comment, all the comments are like, well, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. I know that. I had no problem. I knew what I was doing.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? She was, I knew what I was doing. I was scared, right? I accepted the responsibility. But you asked me, was it fair? I said, yes, it's fair on one end because the child needs to have fun. Is it fair to the custodial parent? No, it's not fair to them because they come at them differently. Now, Pastor said something in his spiel when he said, there's nothing wrong with the company coming at the system coming after you for not doing what you're not supposed not doing. I was willing every step, and I had no problem. And if I missed a couple of payments or if I was in between jobs, that's when they came at me, sent cops to my door. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, it was unfair. And so I wrote this thing out for all these years. Hey, I'm 2 months away. Let me tell you something. I'm going to throw a party. It's going to be a Facebook Live party. I'm going to throw a party. When I make that last payment, I'm saying I've learned so much in this child support fiasco.
Right.
I lost my daughter behind all of this stuff.
Gotcha.
And I became a man because I had to come to grips with everything.
Right.
Yeah. Because when I was at 17, 18, I was not in my daughter's life because I felt like I pay child support. I don't have to do any of that stuff. But at the end of it, I lost her.
Right.
Because I was being stubborn.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I missed the whole message at 17 and 18. And then I had to come to grips. And it still took me 5 years after that. And then I finally got, okay, look. I got on the phone with child support and was like, hey, this is what we need to do. This is what I need to do. What I need to do to get caught up. They told me. And I've been doing it every single week, bi-weekly since.
Yeah.
And I'm 2 payments away. Y'all not understanding what I'm saying to y'all. The excitement that's down in my spirit. I feel that deep down in my condo.
I love what you said, man. It's great. I love what you said because I think the reality is, they get you with the missed payments.
It did, yeah.
They about as bad as Uncle Sam when it comes to
yeah, man. They coming.
You know, at least you don't get the interest, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I still say that what makes it unfair is the fact that you were in the bubble.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what makes it unfair, and that's been my point the whole time.
Yeah.
Is that you jumped into that thing at 16 years old.
16,
you weren't supposed to get it right,
not even close,
because you were not mature enough to be treading those waters in the first place.
Yeah.
So there's no way. That's what makes it such a tumultuous experience.
Right.
It's because you were too young to be in it, and so was the person you were with.
Yeah, I had
right.
so many. I'll tell you.
And the thing is, the person that you were with had someone speaking into her ear.
Right.
Yeah.
Her mama knew. Do that. Like, yeah.
I remember.
But they did that not because they were disappointed in her. They did that because they was mad at you.
Mad at me. Exactly.
Right. And because, so you were fighting a battle. Yeah, but you were fighting a battle that you were ill-equipped to fight.
Exactly.
Right. And you think, and this is the message for every 15, 16, 17-year-old out there. This is what it looks like when you play too soon.
Right.
You know, this is what it looks like when you're trying to do grown folk stuff and you're not grown. Yeah, because here you are, this daughter is 28 years old and you're still paying, and she grown and making her own money.
I'm a grandfather 3 times over and still paying.
Right. And so the question is, the money is not going to her, the money is going to the system.
Right.
She's not even getting it because they were giving her money through the AFTC, whatever the program that the mother was enrolled in.
Right.
And so let's say if they were giving her $300 a month, but you were paying $200 a month, every month you were $100 in the hole.
Right. Right.
So even that compounded over the years. Right.
It's like paying a credit card and just paying the minimum.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that's what and so what that did was make you angry.
Right.
Yeah.
But you were getting angry at the system, but you were also angry at them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And because again, it goes back to maturity. The reality is I gotta do this because I did that.
Right.
And that's what all of us are like that, man, at that age. That's how we're going to feel. Stop messing with my money. We're not even thinking about, but you have a baby. Do you understand? It's not about the money. It's about this child. Right. And we make it about the money. And we talk about fair versus unfair, dealing with money.
Right.
But nobody's talking about the child.
Yep.
True.
How are we talking about fair versus unfair when there's a whole baby?
A whole person.
Right.
Right. Like, if you look at it from that perspective, miss me with the talk about the money. Go do what you're supposed to do for the child. Whole baby. You won't have to worry about that.
Let me tell you what I did. If I can embellish just for a second, AD.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is where I learned my first conniving moment in my life. I remember. I was 19. I'm sorry, 19. I figured in my brain, I'll get back with my mother so I can be in my child's life and so she can drop child support.
Wow.
That's real.
Right.
I earnestly tried to get back with her.
Just to
and like Pastor said, I mean, I was so immature and so out of my element at that point.
Right.
I just wanted to get back with her. If I get back with her, then she would drop the child support.
Right.
You're not alone.
Not once did I consider my daughter.
You're not alone. Do you know?
And that's the reason. And that's the reason why that's another reason why I lost her. And because she knew, she found out. She was like, "Oh, you just came back to be with mom."
She called you. She called you out on it.
Yeah, she was like, "All right, then, bye." And she wrote me a 4-page letter. If you ever stood the Knucklehead Chronicles out, that's one of the things, one of the defining moments of my life. My daughter wrote me a 4-page letter and told me how much she hated me, and I lost her.
Wow.
But
my daughter and I just have a connection.
You're not alone. You're not alone there, man. If I had $1 to try to get back, just to alleviate child, they make movies about it, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, I get that. And that again, that's human. That's human nature. That's what we do, and we learn from those mistakes. And I wish I was on
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Brother.
I mean, yeah,
just hot for no reason. Right.
I'm telling
He
you.
said, "Hey, I wasn't even ready at 25. Heck, still difficult these days. 25 years later,
25.
Cheaper to
you're on
your payback.
That's what it was. That's what it was. It's cheaper to not go to court because
Yeah.
they were always when we went to court, it was always a female judge, and they were always mad.
Yeah.
And then you're hoping you're sitting in the lobby, you're sitting in the lobby thinking, well, I hope she don't get mad by the time I get to her. By the time when it's my turn, I hope she ain't mad.
Right.
But by the time the guy before me always pisses the judge off, and then by the time I get to him,
you getting it.
You getting it. You know what I mean?
Nah,
So it's like
the guy before you didn't tick off the judge. I'm gonna tell you something. That is a laborious job.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that judge came to work on 10.
Right.
Because it's just not fun. It's not a fun place to be.
No, she didn't fall for it.
And the judges, all the judges think about are the children.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And judges get mad at folks for acting childish, dealing with children. Right. So the judge goes in there like, I wonder how crazy it's going to be today.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
I want to debunk another myth because, you know,
Appreciate you, Cole.
people say, ooh, this man out here, this single parent, he's a single father. Ooh, he's such a great father. So great. He took care of his children. He was a great father. Right? Help somebody please define great father.
Right. Right.
Please help me understand. There are mothers on here. Please define great father. What's the difference between a father, a good father, and a great father? Help me understand that, please. When my son passed away, everybody kept saying, "Ooh, he had the best dad. He had a great dad. You were such a great father." And the Lord said, before you get pumped up, brother.
I was.
How about you were being a father? Right. Help me understand how you are a great father and not being a father. If you're a great father, maybe you don't understand the definition of fatherhood.
Right.
Because if you understand the definition of fatherhood, the best you can be is a father.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. I was reading Kevin. Kevin said, he said, "Wait, Pastor, the good fathers got yelled at in court also."
Yeah, we did. Well, they did. I wasn't a good father, so they did.
But yeah,
I've seen it. I've seen it.
You say, but you help me understand a good
you are.
father.
There you go. You're right.
Help me understand I understand what bad is.
Right.
But bad, if you bad, you're not fathering.
Right.
Fathers make mistakes, but a mistake does not define you as a bad father.
Right.
Oh, you sure? That's what the court say.
Now, listen, I'm not telling you. I'm not talking about what the court says. I'm talking about what's real.
Oh, right. I'm with you. I'm just saying that I've been told that you made a baby, you can't make a mistake. You never not once make a mistake, or you classify as a bad father. I've heard that before in my life.
Wait, say that again.
I have too. I was a single father, and people criticized me because I was learning how to braid hair, and I wasn't good at braiding. I had to learn how to braid, and because my daughter's hair wasn't braided like you get it in the shop, people said, "Well, look at her hair." And my daughter was my daddy.
Right.
And my daughters would say, "No, Daddy, don't redo my hair. Keep it like this another day." My daughter was looking for people to ask them who did their hair because they were proud to say their daddy braided their hair.
Yeah.
Wow. Right?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I never learned how to braid hair, so I don't know anything about it.
Bad father.
Yeah, no, right? Right? You can't change the diaper? Oh, you're a bad father.
He said you can't what?
You can't change the diaper? you a bad father. What's wrong with you? You know, I've been there. Like,
in the comments
it was crazy.
Cole John
Richard, sir, this is not a sports podcast.
LOG had a song 30 years ago. The title said, "Be a father to your child." I remember that song.
It took me a while. It took me a while to become a father. I
mean, and like Pastor said, because Richard puts great father that helps carry more than half the load, run the household, versus wife partner, doesn't miss school. But you know, you can't really define because you
define what half the load is.
Right. That's you. You have some households, you know.
You continue to grow. There you go. Exactly.
And then others will be like, "You doing it all."
I'm still learning.
There's no such thing as 50-50.
Oh yeah.
I'm still learning, man. That's
right.
You know, and I'm a grandfather of 3.
Wow.
And well, soon to be 4 in the next couple of months. But I'm still learning I'm learning how to be a father. Now I'm learning how to be a granddad. And it's constant.
I want y'all to notice in the comments that the women have stopped commenting.
I noticed that. Well, Sam was last.
Sam was last. She's
right.
He can still call up and not braid hair. Well, that dang well. I learned that too. So
I mean,
put my comment back up, man.
But what do you guys feel about? You know, is there a definition for great father? Let us know. We have a discussion about it. You know, we are always about learning the thought process of others. You know, because even on here when we talk about politics, we love anybody that's a Trump supporter. We love to know what's your thought process. You know. We don't ever want to berate. We don't want to attack. We want to get to a place of understanding. Let's see.
Yeah.
Y'all lost me.
Which part?
How, Tara? What?
You guys don't want me to comment. You know what?
We want you to comment. That's why I invited you. I invited you personally. I invited Willette personally to be a contributing factor. So, yeah, go ahead and comment. My father is being engaged by finances, hence the system, financial weaponry, relating circumstances.
Gotcha. That's Pastor Sips from his
Cowboy.
He said, Seahawks.
Y'all gonna leave his cowboy cup alone, man. I only know great men who make mistakes.
Absolutely. See, mistakes. A mistake does not define you.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's not defining. But if you do it more than twice, it's a choice.
I know. Not always the best relationship with my dad, so I got nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, what you're saying is, you had some troubles.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you're saying.
You're
not explaining what the troubles were, but you're saying that you had some troubles.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
Fathering does not come without trouble. Fathering does not come without mistakes.
Right. Right.
It's what's in a person's heart, and what happens is. A person's heart, what's in a person's heart can be clouded or it can be misunderstood. There are a lot of things that can go wrong.
Right.
That's just the reality. You know?
Man, Pastor, put that cup there.
Y'all better leave my Cowboys alone.
He does it on purpose. See what he does, right? He'll pick it up. He'll turn it to where the Cowboys show in the camera. I don't know if y'all know. They take a step.
He said, "This episode of Brothers of Legacy is brought to you by
the Dallas Cowboys." Since AD didn't put my comment up there, if you want to watch, you watching on Periscope, and you are dropping hearts, we really appreciate you for doing that, right? But what we want you to do too is that right on the right side of the comment button is the super heart button. Go ahead and pop that one time, and support us that way too.
Look at what Samantha said.
Great.
Go Cowboys.
Stim said,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Pastor, I learned that while we were separated, that's me and Sam, just for clarification, because when
she says, Pastor, I learned that while we were
separated, right? Because when he was doing stuff different than I thought he should, I felt he wasn't being a good father. God had to get me all the way together
all the way together. You gotta say it like you wrote it.
You gotta say it like you mean it, buddy. Say what you
said. Show me he was being a father, mistakes, missteps, and all. He was being a father, mistakes, missteps, and all. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
All the way you gotta say it with your chest. You gotta read that.
Because he's saying that she knows he loves his children.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But loving your children does not mean you're going to do everything right. Doesn't mean you're going to be without mistakes. Doesn't mean any of that. Doesn't mean you won't get angry. It doesn't mean that you won't show up.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you won't miss an appointment.
Right.
That's right.
Right. And that's the thing that we have. And I'm saying, I say the same thing that I say to fathers, I say to mothers, because people have often asked, well, how could you be a single father? Where the mom is at?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's an unfair thing because I was not going to be without my children.
Right.
My message was one or two things going to happen. Either I'm going to have my children or you're going to go broke.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It was just, because I was raised without my father. I was not. And my thing is, I was doing it to a fault. I wanted my children, but I was not going to be my dad.
Right.
Because I never knew the man.
Right.
Never knew him. And it's not my mother's fault.
Right.
Can't nobody stop you from being a parent.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that got something good.
Yeah. Watch out, Pastor. You're gonna cover your face up. Oh, all right. Where you go? He's behind the counter. Okay, great.
Oh, yeah. So when you're constantly, consistently making those mistakes as a father when it comes to your child, what's the difference between that guy and a father who is learning from the mistakes and being a better dad, not showing up for your child, breaking promises, not financially supporting consistently? When do we change the language from mistake to this is who this guy is?
Oh, absolutely.
Does it more than once.
I have no argument with that, Willette. None at all. Zero. Because the reality is there are bad people out there. There are people who are not fathering their children. Right. There is a difference between those two. And you can clearly see the difference when your heart is open. Right. That's just the truth. And I don't care whether you're a father or a mother. Your heart has to be right. One thing that I love about the Word of God is that the Bible says only what you do for Christ is going to last. Right. When you follow in the Word of God and its description of fatherhood or motherhood, you can't go wrong. People may do you wrong, but you can't go wrong. Right. The Bible tells us that we will suffer persecution for righteousness' sake. That's just the reality. I'm not saying that because you want to be the best father in the world, that everything's going to work out. Right. Doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. It doesn't mean that because you show up on time, that you're going to be considered doing your people's perception of what you're doing and why you're doing it means everything.
That's right.
You could be doing everything that you think you're supposed to do, and it counts for nothing in the eyes of those receiving it. Right. Yeah. That's reality, but does it make you less than who you are? Nope, it really doesn't. It just makes the battle that much more difficult. But we do that every day in every area of our lives. Right. I think the father-daughter talk with Pastor, so he's still checking it in. I mean, the thing is, it never gets old. It doesn't matter. My conversation does not change. I was a boy raised without a father. Wow. I had to learn the definition of fatherhood. I had to work through the mistakes. I had to work through the things that I didn't even deserve. But what I've learned is it's all part of the process. It's all part of the evolution and the experience, father or mother.
Definitely. So it is Cole's comment. I think Cole's comment is the comment of the day.
There's a difference between fathers and donors. Mm-hmm. Well, because going back to I think it was Ebony that made the big comment, right? Yeah. No, Willette. So to me, you might if he's there, if he's trying to be present, in not, as you can see, like no ulterior motives, but at least trying to be there for the kid, like maybe miss something, like, oh girl, I give you that money, but I gotta, like if he's still he in your eyes, and maybe a lot, he may not be the greatest father, but he's still, making an attempt to be a father to his children. He just has habits and stuff he needs to change. Like, oh, did I miss the ball playing? I was over here and my mind got, I'm working on making my baby a priority. Like if I've been living a life of selfishness, that's that dude that runs up. It's like, oh my gosh, did I miss it again? Yeah, you missed it again. But he wants to be a father. He just has these habits these horrible habits that he's trying to break so that he can be there for his children. And I know it sucks, especially on the side of being a mother, like looking at the child be disappointed. But he's still a father if he's at least attempting to be present. And like Pastor says, measuring the great and good and all that. It's rough sometimes, because there's no instructions on being a dad for the most part. You just kind of thrust it in it and you're just figuring it out. And you have examples, those that were there, those that were not there. And like Pastor, sometimes like I'm gonna be what my father wasn't to me, kind of situations. But the goal is to be the father to your children. Just to be, I'm the dude that is partly partially why you're here, and I'm trying to teach you something, trying to do better. And it's rough for some, especially if you lived in such a selfish bubble for so long, going into your adulthood, living in a selfish bubble. So
I wanted to read that. That's why I left it up there. Here, Ebony, this is why we do what we do, right? Hearing you brothers talk, I am able to extend my dad grace on some things.
Awesome. That's amazing.
I get that he didn't always have the answers, and that is the reason why we do this, right? Because I had to extend, like, my bio father. I have no idea who he is. I don't care. 45 years old, but the man that raised me, though, I had to go back and apologize for some stuff and give him some grace on some things. So I totally understand that. Sean said the greatest thing we can give, but the least offered, is our time. Spending time goes a greater distance than money.
Right.
Bob and Use Your Weave said, no, that's not what it said. Bob and Weave of the Essence. That's a pretty cool name. Yeah, I learned fathering indirectly. It's frustrating being ignorant of fatherly know-how.
Right.
Willette said, we got to stop celebrating mediocre behavior, especially when it comes to fatherhood. I totally agree. With you.
I mean, we don't celebrate. I don't think you celebrate it. You can't, I guess it's that difference between are they a father or they're not being a father.
That's why it's so important to understand the dichotomy between fatherhood and great fatherhood.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more important for us to focus on parenthood, fatherhood, motherhood,
right,
and stop focusing on great versus good and all of that stuff.
Right.
We have to get to that space, because your version of great is not mine.
Right.
Exactly.
But we can come to an agreement on fatherhood.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because everything else is relative.
Yeah.
Because there's so many dynamics. I just saw a sister, I think it was Sister Ebony, who said, I listening to this, I have to extend some grace to my father.
Right.
The only reason you can come to that is because you've heard another perspective, which means you were under a different perspective.
Right.
Right. But if we keep it to just the topic of fatherhood, of parenting, parenting includes mistakes. It includes falling short. It includes missing some appointments.
Yes.
I've never met a perfect mother.
Right.
Haven't met one.
Right.
I tell parents all the time, you will not really understand what kind of parent you were or you are until your children are old enough to tell you without fear of the consequence.
Right.
When your child is grown and paying their own way and not having to lean and depend on you, they're going to tell you some truths about how they were raised.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to be very careful of our disposition while we're raising our children.
Exactly.
One of the hardest conversations I've ever had in my life as a former single parent. My daughter was 25 years old, and she had a conversation with me on the phone, and it broke me. She loves her daddy. But she shared some things with me about some of her experiences in life through her eyes. As much as she loves me, she gave me some truths that make me want to jump out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But she was able to share it with me because she felt like had she done it earlier, I would not have been able to receive it.
Right.
She was able to buckle her seatbelt and just go at it and help me understand some things that I thought I understood.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't. And so our relationship evolved even from that. Right. Because she's always loved her father. But I'm like, wow, I didn't even realize I was doing that.
Right.
You know, I meant well, but I missed the mark.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so what I'm saying is we have to stick to the foundation. We have to stick to the principal thing. And the principal thing is parenthood, not good versus great, but just doing the work. We got to do the work.
Do the work.
Do the work.
Exactly.
Cole said, I'll put it to you like this, Ebony, it still doesn't excuse how he wasn't always present in your life, but if you and he can find a way to bridge the gap, it will enrich your life and his.
Absolutely.
Kev says, it took me a second to understand I was part of a cycle happening with my dad, not in my life, but God got me on track to break the cycle and not care about what I pay for child support, mainly because I can't control it anymore. But once that was aside, it was all me and my kids from that point on, and her behind sight. Real talk. Ms. Hart says, I understand that perfection is insane. My only daughter is about to be 19
already,
and I've had those conversations as a mother. Yes, do the work. And shout out to listening to Pastor B and giving her the floor to voice that. Yes, indeed. So we appreciate you guys. Like, this was an awesome talk. It went from, go ahead, brother.
This is where a subscription to Brothers of Legacy will come in handy, because as soon as we get off air here, guess what we're going to do? Finish the conversation right behind closed doors. So if you want to, go ahead and subscribe.
Yes, indeed.
Go.
All right. Oh, so appreciate you guys rocking with us. Any first time people, appreciate you guys in here. Make sure you follow because we have these thoughtful conversations every day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Even though we may start one way, it always shifts to a great space. So don't worry, we don't hit on like the hot topics just to be sensational, but we talk about things that are concerning our community, the changes we need to make, and how we can get Pastor to not be a Cowboys fan any longer. So I'm just picking with him. I appreciate that, Bob. I appreciate that. I said you are gems and a half. Love you guys very much. Continue blessings to you all. So we're gonna get out of here. So I appreciate you. Thanks for rocking with us. Always know that we love you, but God loves you more. Oh, my man's not in here today too. So I can pick with him.
D Wood.
Oh, Halcino.
He ain't in here either.
Always know you need to wear that mask because it's definitely important.
Get them on.
And make sure, if you're in Georgia, make sure you vote. The runoff is coming. If you're in Georgia, make sure you vote. The runoff is coming. You got to vote. All right. So take care. Be blessed. Keep pushing. Keep growing. And we love you guys. See you guys in the AM. Bam. I got the question. I didn't want to catch that morning. Good morning.